dancing with her long black hair. Eyes like lightning getting lost in her stare. I know she loved me so I can't complain. It all passes by me on this train, hidden from the rising sun. On this train, leaving while the day is young. On this train, headed for the blinding light. On this train, arriving to a whole new life. I'm on this train, I'm on this train, I see the blue light. I'm on this train, I'm on this train, I see the blue light. I'm on this train, I'm on this train, I see the blue light. I'm on this train, I'm on this train, I see the blue light. I'm on this train. Thank you very much. We are called Keywest. That's our first song. That's called On This Train. Long story short, we're two members of a five-piece band. We've had 3 #1 albums in Ireland, a platinum album, 5 #1 singles, and 3 nominations in the Irish Music Awards. That last song you heard was the first song we ever wrote when we got to Los Angeles. We were about 18. We started working with a guy called Charlie Midnight, who wrote lots of Johnny Cash's music and James Brown, and it was a wonderful experience. Charlie was in his 70s, I think, at the time. We were 18. It was a really interesting kind of mix. We are now completely independent. We got fed up being ripped off by an industry that was getting worse. So we hope you listen to a couple of songs, give us the opportunity to kind of win you over. We like to start off nice and easy like that one. We're going to kick into a song now called All My Mistakes, which is from this album right here. And if you don't mind, guys, we have a license to play here, so if we block this area, we get issued with a fine from an inspector. Can I ask you to come much closer to us, because as we progress in our set, people are going to start to stand behind you. They won't stand in front of you, and then we end up blocking the path. So I need everybody in halfway across the road, if you don't mind. So come in a few more steps. It's okay, you don't have to get weird. It's perfectly safe. Wonderful. As I said before, licenses are very strict here in Dublin. If a busking inspector goes by and our audience is wide, we get fined. And if you're standing further away, you'll see what happens after this song. This is called All My Mistakes. Likes her whiskey, sharing a glass with us. She's a heartbreaker and she'll break your heart up nice. She's the great unknown, the kind you should leave alone. But I've had regrets much more than a few. It all ends the same way with deja vu. All my mistakes, you're still my favorite one. And I saw you coming way down the line. I knew in the end you'd never be mine. recognize, we can get a fine. So if everyone can just come into where our red line is, this is a narrow section on the street, and there are busking inspectors to make sure we do this. So if you could just come in a little bit closer. Thank you very much. This is called All My Mistakes. Before you know it, you've been demoted down to fear. You're just an uninvited guest who stays until the very end. You're like a perfect storm, and I'm sinking like a stone. But I've had regrets much more than a few. It all is the same way with deja vu. All my mistakes, you're still my favorite one. And I saw you coming way down the line. I knew in the end you would never be mine. All my mistakes, oh you be my favorite. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Oh you be my favorite. La 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Oh you be my favorite one. Thank you very much, thank you. If you'll allow me a moment to tell you a little bit about us. This guy's name is Glover, my name is Cav, and we go by those names because we're both Andrew. We've been friends since we were 6 years old. We're from Artane in Dublin. We started playing here on the street when we were 14. When we were 18, we went over to America. We started busking in Los Angeles. We met the first two members of the band. There's 5 people in the band. We then started busking across America, and we met the final member of the band in Key West. We went back to America, to Los Angeles, and started busking on 3rd Street Promenade. And we ended up working with a producer called Mark Needham, who produced the Mr. Brightside album for The Killers.
Oi. E aí? Bem? Tudo certo? Ótimo, mano. Olha esse tempo aqui. Tipo assim, eu tô de camisa, velho. Meu Deus.
As I said, we started working with a guy called Mark Needham. That led to us signing a deal. Since then, we've had 3 number 1 albums, a platinum album, 5 number 1 singles, 3 nominations in the Irish Music Awards. We've had tens of millions of streams. We've had songs in movies, TV shows, and songs on the radio all over the world. A lot of people that watch us on the street, sometimes they go back, they start listening to some of our music, and they realize they already know a song or two. They just didn't know who sang it. Now, all that success never seemed to get into our bank account, and that's when we realized the music industry was really bad. In the 90s, Prince tried to fight against the music industry because of how bad it was, and somehow it's after getting worse. So we're now completely independent. We sell our music directly, we sell our albums directly, we sell our shows directly. We get onto the streets, we perform all over the place, and we do it in an effort to expand our fan base and to try and raise the money for pints. For making music. So have a listen to a couple of songs, see what you think. We'll tell you a little bit more about us as we progress. Our brand new album is called Anything But Normal. It is not on Spotify, it'll never be on Spotify. Our next album is coming out soon as well, and that won't be on Spotify either. We're disconnecting ourselves from those types of services. However, we understand that you don't use CDs, so when you buy a CD off us on the street, there is a password inside of it that will let you download it to your phone, and then you can play it on Spotify, or whatever it is that you use. And if you get a new phone and you still want to listen to the album, you can just download it again and put it into your playlist, and it'll work. The password will always work. You can share it with your friends and family. So have a listen to 1 or 2 songs. If you decide you want to take away the music, it is only 20 for all 3 of the albums together. Plus we've included these souvenir bags because we know a lot of you are visiting Dublin. You might want to take away something that reminds you of being here. That's an interesting sort of message. It says the best buskers in the world are made on Grafton Street, Ireland, with love, Key West. A lot of people don't really know the significance of Grafton Street, but every famous Irish artist played here before they went on to do something. Every one of them. James Bay was here, Passenger, Lewis Capaldi, Ed Sheeran, Rodrigo Gabriella all played on this street at one stage. It's mentioned in movies, it's mentioned in songs, including an Ed Sheeran song. So we think it's the best thing about the city, the music on the streets and the calibre of music, which you're going to notice all weekend long. Thanks so much for your time. We won't be here for the weekend. We have a show this weekend in Belfast. It's almost completely sold out, so we're super stoked about that. So have a listen to a couple of songs. This one is called Dream Stealers. It's our brand new song. It's about the industry. It is about how they take advantage of young artists. Think about it this way. In the last 3 or 4 years, I would wager that not a single person here in the audience, maybe 1 or 2, can name a new band that has become very successful. It's almost all solo artists. In the whole world, mind you. I'm not just talking about it. It's nearly all solo artists. In the 90s, 2000s, there was literally hundreds and hundreds of successful bands breaking through. Now, no. I know of 2. And lots of new bands trying. after a couple of albums, they'll realise what it really looks like with the label. This is called Dream Stealers, and if you don't mind, guys, this is not to get you closer, so don't feel weird about this. When we're sporadically spread out like this, people start to fill the gaps and we end up blocking the area, and we get a fine for that. So I need everybody on our red line, because that's where we're supposed to draw for the audience. So if you can come in to where the red line is, it's not electrified, so don't panic. Just wonderful. This is called Dream Stealers. It's about all of it. It's about corporate greed, it's about the housing crisis, it's about the working class paying for the mistakes of the elite. And it's about the music industry. I was a boy, maybe 10 years old. My father set me down and this is what he told me: son, you only get what you give in this life. So keep your head in the books and out of the clouds. Old-fashioned work, never let anyone down. A good man always stands up if something ain't right. But now I got dead up to my eyeballs, and I can't afford a house. I feel out of place, the world has changed since my father set me down. And I feel lost, I feel hopeless, 'cause I had plans, I had dreams, but they've been stolen. So what's the cost of this so-called progress? 'Cause it seems to me you let families go homeless. You're just dream stealers up a Capitol Hill. Dream, dream, dream stealers. Well, I break my back for the man each day, do maximum work and get a minimum wage. 'Cause the poor man's cash only flows uphill. And I drink whiskey to numb my brain, I take pills to fall asleep. It's the same old shit on a different day, about 7 days a week. And I feel lost, oh I feel hopeless, 'cause I had plans, I had dreams, but they've been stolen. So what's the cost of this so-called progress? 'Cause it seems to me you let families go homeless. You're just dream stealers up on Capitol Hill. Dream, dream, dream stealers. You're just dream stealers up on Capitol Hill. Dream, dream, dream stealers. Thank you very much, thank you. Thanks for stopping. While I'm introducing the next song and talking a little bit about the band, if anybody does want to take away the music, this is Glover. He'll be able to help you out in between each song because he's doing nothing. Pop on over to him. It is only 20 for all 3 of the albums together, plus the souvenir bag. We hope you see the value in that. After all, this city, it'll cost you €20 for 3 large coffees around the corner in Starbucks. That's a fact. It'll cost you €20 for 2 pints in any shop. and all we're really doing is feeding into some big giant machine that's taking advantage of us all. And also, if you do want to take away something that's an interesting souvenir, most of the souvenirs in the city generally say something like Dublin Trinity Guinness Temple Bar or Ireland on them. You get home, how much value are you really going to place on them? However, and we've got lots of messages from people on our social medias here. We've got 3 phones pointed at us right now, and that's basically people who've seen us at one stage on the street. And the messages always say the same thing. Everywhere I go, people read the bag, and I like telling them I bought it off buskers because it's such an interesting thing to be able to say in a world where everything else is made in giant factories somewhere by kids. So much for your time. This is called don't know. Any roots for you?
Yeah. So we have Little Things from Texas.
Little Things from Texas.
Someone's
Okay.
Movie Love from Josh.
What?
Movie Love.
Movie Love.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Apple Tree. Stop the World as well.
Lovely. Okay, we'll do the Little Things for Texas, and then we might do Apple Tree Hill after that one.
Houston, Texas.
This is a. Can I ask you guys? This is called The Little Things. It's about the little things in life that end up being the most important. Thanks so much for stopping. As I said before, we are just 2 members of a 5-piece band, so if you come to any of our shows, you're going to see the whole band. This is the rest of the band here on the flyer, which is the information about our upcoming shows. There actually is only 4 people there because our bass player doesn't want to be in photos. So, but when you come to our shows, you're going to see 5, and who are we to make them get in photos? So basically, we are just 2 members of the band, and like I said, long story short, we've had 3 #1 albums, a platinum album, and tens of millions of streams, but we never made any money because record labels take 80% of what you make, and they take it from the gross, which means they take it first, and then out of what's left, they take their costs back. So you end up owing them money somehow into your next album. That's what happened to us. After having the #1 album and a platinum album, we still carry the debt of over 150,000 into our next album. And that's when we realised the industry was messed up, and unless you get to an extraordinary level of success, you don't get past that threshold where you can kind of survive and split the money by 5 and maybe retire when you're done, because that's the important thing when you're doing music. There's a limited amount of time and you've got to make as much money as you can to try and survive afterwards. Other than that, depending on the music genre, thankfully in this folk genre that we're in, we can grow a bit older in it. So, do you want this sign? This song is called The Little Things. It's about the little things in life that end up being the most important. It gets used actually all the time for weddings, which is very humbling and a little bit confusing because it's very fast. Wonderful. Now, if you don't mind, guys, I'm going to need everybody to come a little closer to us, if that's okay. See where this red line is here? Wonderful.
Yeah, don't be
That's very helpful. Thank you so much. All the way into the red line, guys, if you don't mind. Because what tends to happen is people tend to stand behind you and we end up blocking the space, and that's an issue. Wonderful. Thank you so much. As I said, this song is called Little Things. It's about the little things in life that end up being the most important. And one last time, we are just 2 members of the band, so we do our best to give you an idea of what it sounds like with the whole band, but it is just the 2 of us, so pinch of salt. When you're crying, I will understand, and I will always be right here to hold your hand. And when it's darkest, when you're all alone, I will be that shining light to guide you home. 'Cause it's the little things, I swear. The way you sing when you dry your hair. It's the little things we share. The way you hold my hand after all these years. You make me laugh when I'm close to tears. We stay up late drinking cheap red wine. Like it's our first date, we'll just talk all night about the little things. When you're older, when your bones feel weak, I will sing to you until you fall asleep. And when it's colder, when it gets hard to move, I will dance with you right there in the living room. It's just the little things you do. The way you laugh when I act a fool. It's the little things you do. The way you hold my hand after all these years. You make me laugh when I'm close to tears. We stay up late drinking cheap red wine. Like it's our first date, we'll just talk all night. I tell you all my fears, and you just say, play it all by ear. We'll be okay. We're so much stronger than all of this. We'll build our lives up brick by brick upon the little things. Upon the little things. When you're crying, I will understand. And I will always be right here to hold your hand. 'Cause it's the little things I've seen. You're so much kinder than I'll ever be. It's the little things for me. Oh, the way you hold my hand after all these years. You make me laugh when I'm close to tears. Stay up late drinking cheap red wine. Like it's our first date, we'll just talk all night. I tell you all my fears, and you just say, play it all by ear. We'll be okay. We're so much stronger than all of this. We build our lives up brick by brick upon the little things. Thank you very much. Wonderful. That song is called The Little Things. If anybody does want to take away the music while I'm talking, this is Glover. He'll be able to help you out. Just pop over to him now. And again, just to remind you, it is only 20 for all three of the albums together with the souvenir tote bag. So it's all three albums plus the bag for 20. We hope you see the value in that. And remember, a very important detail, our new album is not on Spotify, so if you go looking for some songs and you can't find them, it's because it's on that album. And basically, when you get home, you can download it using this password here and use it on Spotify at that stage, but it's not on Spotify other than that. It's just our way of putting some value back into what we do. 100,000 streams is about $4, and then your record label takes 80% of that, so it's crazy stuff right now. It's very, very hard for bands to survive, much easier for solo artists, so that's why there's so many solo artists and so few bands now. So have a listen to a couple of songs, see what you think. This next one is called Apple Tree Hill. It was requested on our social media here. As I said before, we're just two members of the band. We've had 3 #1 albums in Ireland. In fact, our debut album, which is this one right here, that was released the same day that Ed Sheeran released his second album. Now, obviously, that wasn't great news for us. This used to be a shop called HMV. It was a music shop where you buy vinyl, CD, etc. And we played here on the street every day that week that Ed Sheeran released his album. And instead of asking you to come over to us and buy the albums, we asked you to go into the shop and buy the album. And we outsold Ed Sheeran for a month. And that put us on the map. We got noticed. After a month, we had no more CDs anyway, so we went straight from #1 to not in the charts. Streaming wasn't a thing in 2015 when the album was released, not really. And so yeah, well, definitely did count towards the charts, so it didn't matter. So we went from one to the other. So have a listen, see what you think. Please remember, we get one chance to win you over. Unfortunately for us, we get about 1,000 messages every single week from people who end up watching us on these live streams or coming across us later. Or they go home, they listen to some songs, and they realise they already knew one or two of them, they just didn't know who the band was. There's no glamour on the street, right, when we're doing this. Everything else is sold through a process of glamour and hype. We get one chance to kind of like win you over, and we have to do it on the strength of our music. And there's only two of us. So it's hard to do. But if you do take away the music, all I can say is we've never had anybody take away the albums, ever, and come back and say they were disappointed. But we get minimum 1,000 messages on these social medias every week from people who saw us the week before. And they regret not taking the album home because now they have been listening to some of the music and they wish they had the album they can't find. So have a listen, see what you think. Plus we hope you see the value in getting a souvenir that is unique and interesting, something that doesn't just say Ireland, Dublin, Trinity, Guinness. You're okay, you can hang on a minute. People don't buy CDs when I'm playing music, they only buy them when I'm talking. If you don't mind guys, can I ask you to step a little bit closer as well so we don't get any fines? Wonderful. In between each song, Glover will be able to help you out, and as I said before, every single album is downloadable, and it is only 20 for all three of the albums, plus the bag is available as well. And of course we will sign them for you, and if you want to come to any shows, this is the list of shows they've just announced. Other than that, actually we're playing in Belfast on Saturday and Galway next Saturday. That's the only two shows that we have. Right, this next song is a song called Apple Tree Hill. It's on this album right here. It gets used for weddings quite a lot as well, but it's not a fast song, so it makes sense that it gets used for weddings. And amazingly, about 3 weeks ago, I told this story, and while I was telling the story, a bride and groom just got married in the church around the corner here, and they were going into the park for photos, and this was their wedding song, and the first dance they had together as a bride and groom at the venue, to us singing the original song. And we did manage to capture it on camera, but Ryu hasn't edited it yet, but it will be up soon, so you can get the proof of that for yourself. This is called Apple Tree Hill, and I hope you enjoy it. Thought about it all day long. I wanna let you know how I'm feeling so. Every word, every line must be perfect, most of it should right. 'Cause I will still love you when I'm old and gray, when I can barely see you, 'cause my eyes begin to fail. I will still hold your hand in the pouring rain. We will dance and sing like we're still young, and I will tell you every day, ooh, I love you, baby. Ooh, and I always will. Ooh, I need you, lady. 'Cause I adore you still, and if I go first, please bury me up on Apple Tree Hill. See the world, every sight. We'll do it all one long weekend at a time. We'll have kids, 2 or 3, a big old yard to watch them running free. And I lie beside you when your body aches when the winter seems much colder, and I'm walking with a cane. I'll still make you tea, place warm kisses on your face. We will dance and sing, and I'll still take you out on dates. I love you, baby, and I always will. I need you, lady, 'cause I adore you still. And if I go first, I'll wait for you up on Apple Tree Hill. Up on Apple Tree Hill. I love you, baby, and I always will. I need you, lady, 'cause I adore you still. And if I go first, please bury me up on Apple Tree Hill. If I go first, I'll wait for you up on Apple Tree Hill. And one day I know we'll lie together on Apple Tree Hill. Thank you very much. Again, we're called Keywest, guys. This will be our final song now. This is called "The Things I Wish I'd Done," and basically, this is a song about a conversation I had with an old man when I was 15 years old. I used to work in the shop down the road here called Clark's Shoe Shop, and I worked in the stockroom. I was coming into work on a Monday morning. I gave my seat to an old man. He started talking to me about life, and I forgot all about that encounter until about 5 months ago. We were in a bar. I saw a little boy give a seat to an old man, and it reminded me of that conversation, and I decided, maybe we should talk about it. So we wrote this song. It's called "The Things I Wish I'd Done." This will be our final song. During this song, if anybody wants to take away our music, this is for you. He can help you out. He's going to take the card machine off. It's just for this song. And again, to remind you, it is only 20 for all three of the albums together, plus the souvenir bag to remember being here on Grafton Street. We think that's the best souvenir in the city because it says the best buskers in the world are made on Grafton Street, Ireland with love, Key West. And when you go home and you say, what you get in Ireland, I got something off some buskers on the street, instead of I got something in the shop, it's much cooler. And you'll remember it, and it's an interesting thing. And you're supporting something that isn't a big giant corporation, something that's trying to stand up against the system that literally takes advantage of young people regularly, and old people. I'm not that young anymore. So can I ask you guys to come in much closer to us if that's okay? We're not allowed to block the space either, that's very important. This song is called "The Things I Wish I'd Done," and while you're listening to the song, if you're saying to yourself, do you know what, I like their music, I like what they're doing, I'd like to support them, just go over to this guy, Rio, he'll help you out. And again, as I said, if you don't have a CD player, our new album is not on Spotify. This is a very important detail. However, when you get home, you can download it from our website using this password that's printed on the back of the album right there. Every time you change your phone, you can do that again. If you've got friends that you think would enjoy the album, send them the password and they can download it. But remember, it's not on Spotify. When you download it onto your phone, then you can play it on Spotify. It's just a workaround that gives us some money so that we can buy pints. No, so that we can make more music, that's the truth. This thing costs us a fortune. Thanks so much for your time. This is called "The Things I Wish I'd Done," and during the song, just go on over to Rio here, and we will of course sign them for you after the song then if you want to do that. But, as my dad used to say, sometimes it's better to regret something that we hope you might say, do you know what, it's 20 quid, I'm getting 3 albums back, I'm going to take a leap of faith on these guys, because it'll be my one and only opportunity to give them to you, and your one and only opportunity to take them. Thanks so much for your time. This is called "The Things I Wish I'd Done." I offered up my seat to an old man so he could sit down. He smiled and said, they don't make them like they used to, and there's no respect among the youth for the older generation. It's a sad, sad revelation what the world is coming to. So don't go wasting precious time. Hear these words of mine. Life goes by in the blink of an eye, and you're old, and it's old. Time will fly like a bird in the sky, so be bold. 'Cause your time is much sweeter than honey, more precious than gold. It's worth more than money, so don't wait until you're old. Leave this wasted on the young. Sing the songs I wish I'd sung, do the things I wish I'd done. Well, he told me of his childhood, his triumphs and his failures on the way, of his deep and boundless sorrow at the passing of his dearest wife, Sinead. Then he smiled and said, find someone who makes you laugh and live each moment like your last. Say I love you every night, say I'm sorry when you fight, and leave your anger in the past. And don't go wasting precious time. Hear these words of mine. Life goes by in the blink of an eye, and you're old, and it's old. Time will fly like a bird in the sky, so be bold. 'Cause your time is much sweeter than honey, more precious than gold. It's worth more than money, so don't wait until you're old. Youth is wasted on the young. Sing the songs I wish I'd sung, do the things I wish I'd done. He pressed the bell and said farewell, rose up from his seat, and then he said, go on and live your life, my lad. I hope that my advice will serve you well. Life goes by in the blink of an eye, and you're old, and it's old. Time will fly like a bird in the sky, so be bold. 'Cause your time is much sweeter than honey, more precious than gold. It's worth more than money, so don't wait until you're old. Youth is wasted on the young. Sing the songs I wish I'd sung, and do the things I wish I'd done. Thank you very much. That is our final song, guys. If you do like what we've been doing and you'd like to support us, please consider taking our albums with you, because when you get home, there is no place to get them. You can only get them off us on the street or at a show. And if you do take them off us on the street, please remember they're not on Spotify, but there is a password to download it from our website to your phone, which means you can then play it on Spotify. It is only 20 for all three of the albums, plus the souvenir bag, which says the best buskers in the world are made on Grafton Street, Ireland. We think it's a very unique souvenir to take home with you, especially getting something off some buskers in Dublin. Thanks so much for your time. Pop on over. This is Glover. He can help you out. Ryu is standing over here. They do have card machines as well if you want to use card, and we will of course sign them for you. Thank you so much for your time, and we hope we can get your support. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, let's get. We get them signed.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, right there. So we do the album for 28 and get the access. Perfect.
Unless you want to, you're not like.
So this is our sexual like sort of
Thank you so much.
So I get signed, you can go over here.
That's 3, is it?
Yeah, so that's double.
Alright. Thank you. Thanks. How would we split the sign?